Part 2, Andrew Tate. He's the most viral guy right now, so I thought I'd chime in. But I'm not going to talk. I've done a video on what I think about him and what he said, so you can go and watch the video. I've already done that one. This one is strictly about his kickboxing prowess, him as a kickboxer, and how he would fare up to Jake Paul and Logan Paul. So, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. As I said in this video, I'm covering how good he is as a kickboxer and how he would fare up against Logan Paul and Jake Paul. So like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you could be so kind, and hit the notification because I do make videos weekly. Yeah, so him as a kickboxer, he's been 4-time kickboxing champion in England. He's travelled around the world. He's fought a lot of people. His record is 43. I'll be 43-9. He has a solid kickboxing record. That's a great record in mixed martial arts. If you go into the UFC with a 43-9 record, that is a solid record. That's a really good record. I've watched how he fights. He's very good. He has the 1-2 left high kick, a lot of front kicks, a lot of teats as well, leg kicks, high kicks. He's really good with his kicks. One thing I was concerned about, he doesn't fight anymore, but when he goes back, he does leave his hands down going back, but his neck is quite long, so you can actually avoid a lot of the strikes. He has his hand back and goes back, so you can't really catch him. But it'd be good if he kept his hands up going back so he doesn't really get hit. But he is really good. He's a really good fighter. He is legit as it comes. 43-9 kickboxing record. That's a bad dude there, firstly. So kickboxing, if you talk about how legit he is legit. I've watched some of his highlights as well. He has knocked out quite a few people, starched, right hooks, left hooks, head kicks. People even got their guard up, and he goes through the guard, he still strikes them, they still land down. He's knocked out some people senseless, so the dude is dangerous. And he said previously, violence is his last resort. So violence is his last resort. He's not looking to be violent against anybody. If he's in a situation where it escalates, then he'll have to use violence, but he doesn't want to use violence. So I'm saying, like, if you're going to run up on him, be careful, because the dude could knock you out. But he's a dangerous kickboxer. And if you're talking about his kickboxing prowess, he is legit. From someone who watches MMA, I've been watching MMA, kickboxing and fighting and boxing for a long time. He is legit. So that's that. Right. How would he face against Logan Paul and Jake Paul? So it's not going to be kickboxing, because we're not going to do it. It's going to be in a boxing match. Firstly, Logan Paul. Andrew Tate versus Logan Paul. Personally, I would take Tate. I would take Andrew Tate against Logan Paul. Logan Paul is not as good as boxer as his brother. His brother has taken it super serious. I think Logan Paul dabbles in it here and there. He's part-time. He's now in WWE professional wrestling, and he's doing really well in it. So he's not focused on boxing as much as Tate is. Tate has been focused on boxing for quite a long time. Like I said, 43 fights and 51 fights, 52 fights he's had in kickboxing. That's a lot of fights. So I would go with Tate if it was a boxing match between Logan Paul and Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate's just got more experience, knockout power, one-punch knockout power as well. He moves better. He is a big guy as well. He's a massive guy. Fights at a light heavyweight as well. So yeah, I think he would take Logan Paul hands down, personally. But against Jake Paul, and that would be the fight personally. Against Jake Paul, that's a much more competitive fight, because Jake Paul, as I said before, he's been training solid on boxing for 4 years and a half. He has knockout power. He's younger. He's 10 years younger, has knockout power. He's been training solid for 4 years and a half. He's starting to move up in competition. His next fight will be against Anderson Silva at 29th of October. So I think that would be much more of a closer fight. The anomalies there is that Jake Paul's 25, Andrew Tate is 35. Andrew Tate's retired kickboxer, he hasn't fought in a while. Jake Paul is younger and he's in there now, training as we speak. So, ring rust is real as well. So it would be very interesting if them two fought. Who would I go with for them two fought? I'm not too sure. The experience and knockout powers on both sides. The experience is on Andrew Tate's side, but it would be very close. I'm not sure. I may lean towards Andrew Tate, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jake Paul won it. It'd be an interesting fight. So yeah, so that's it from me. I'm not. These are hypothetical. I don't know if these fights will ever happen. They may not happen. I doubt it. They may happen. I'm not sure. I don't think any three of them need the money. That's for sure. But yeah, it'll just be interesting to see if they fight. But my overall synopsis and summary of this is that Andrew Tate is a legit kickboxer. He's a legit fighter. People, like I said, I think he could take Logan Paul against Jake Paul. I'm not so sure. It'd be a 50-50, but I'd lean a little bit towards Andrew Tate because of the experience factor. So that is for it from me. So if you could like and subscribe and leave a comment, that'd be so kind of you. And yeah, have a great day.